My apologies in advance, but today I'm taking you all to Pun City. Just has to happen. We're marching forward into another new month. This year just seems to be marching on by. Let's march together and take a look at what exciting games are coming in this new month for Nintendo Switch, plus some strange delistings on the eShop, switching publishers, and games that are being re-rated. We got to talk about all of that. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. We're going to give you the down low on what games to save your money for and to get ready to buy, ones that are over the radar, like obviously Princess Peach Showtime, and ones that are under the radar. I think you're going to like my picks. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're doing awesome out there today. Octopath Traveler not doing so awesome. This is a beloved 2D HD title that is on a Nintendo Switch. The sequel is as well, but the original has been delisted from the eShop. Very bizarre and very strange, as this usually only happens when there's some crazy issue, right? Like some issue like, oh, the game is totally inappropriate, or the game has changed ownership. And interestingly enough, when you go to the Nintendo website, it shows that Octopath Traveler, previously published by Nintendo, now lists Square Enix as the publisher. So I do wonder if there's some sort of ownership change happening. We saw Remedy Games buy Control of Control back from 505 Games earlier this week, and maybe something is happening with Octopath Traveler. Now, Nintendo says that the game will be back soon, but currently it's unavailable on the Switch eShop, despite still being available on other stores like Steam and other platforms. Very interesting, very weird, but something to monitor, and I always find it fascinating when games are pulled, because in our digital era, if you don't have access to a bunch of physical game stores that have a wide selection, like you could not buy Octopath Traveler on Switch. And in a world where they don't figure this out, you could never buy Octopath Traveler on Switch, which would be bizarre. And that's the reason that even though I am a mostly digital player, I'll continue to advocate for physical games, because it's nice to, occasionally grab a little one of these and say, hey, I have it in my hands, or not. And no matter what you do, no matter how you try to march on my parade, no matter how you try to march on my rights, you can't take this card away from me. Unless you came to my house, Nintendo, and ripped it out of my hands, but I'm not going to let it happen. I'll swallow it first, despite the taste. Now, Balatro is brilliant. If you haven't heard about this, it is the poker roguelite that is ripping through the video game space right now. Insanely addictive. Just try it. Yes, my Nintendo Switch sits by my bed now because it's my Balatro machine. But for folks in Europe, Balatro is being re-rated and has been pulled from the eShop as well. Now, Balatro is a gambling type game because it involves cards and antes and poker chips, but there isn't really any gambling happening. You're just trying to reach a certain score threshold and then you move on. Yes, there's like ante and money and chips, but not really. Yet, according to the ratings boards in Europe, they feel like this does need to be re-graded and let people know that, oh my gosh, there's gambling here. It is addictive, I'll give it that. That is something it does share with gambling. Balatro is freaking phenomenal, and I'm sad that Europeans can't pick it up right now, but the Switch is region free, so you can grab it wherever you want if you would like to grab it. Now let's go to March as we march towards this new month and find out what games we should all pick up. This is a beautiful graphic. I don't know where this came from. It does look official, but it's amazing Nintendo Switch March titles. Now, I will say that March, I think, is a pretty slow month until we get to the end, the last few days. That's when like Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, and Princess Peach Showtime are all dropping, but there are some games that you absolutely have to keep on your radar. And the first one I'm going to pick from the bottom of our screen is Pepper Grinder. Pepper Grinder is the demo that impressed me the most during the Steam Next Fest, and honestly out of any demo I've played in a long time. Pepper Grinder is unique because you are grinding your way through the stage. The movement is a little bit unwieldy in the sense that momentum is everything, and so you're not as like perfectly stable as you are in a normal platformer like a game like Celeste. But I have a feeling that Pepper Grinder is the next in the A+ tier of indie games arriving on Nintendo Switch, similar to Celeste. And even though it's different because you're zooming through the stages, once you get a handle on it, it feels like, okay, this is going to be a crazy adventure. There's this great push-pull of like, okay, I want to go fast because it feels so fun, and I've got momentum, and I'm wiggling through, and it looks so cool, but I want to make sure I get everything. But then as you progress through the stages, you realize you need that momentum to make certain jumps and to reach higher in the level. Therefore, you gotta meet in the middle. You gotta go fast and try to get everything. It's not either or, it's both at the same time. And I think Pepper Grinder is the perfect marriage of a great gameplay idea with amazing execution on the controls. It is one you have to get. March 28th, it's still a ways away, but that is my #1 pick of the month. Even over Princess Peach Showtime, which I've heard good things about, although it's very clear this is a game that is filled with variety, filled with charm, but it is going to be targeting an easier difficulty level. As long as you know that, I think it'll be a fun title, and we'll absolutely be playing it on the channel. I want to see everything Peach becomes, and I have a feeling that somewhere along the adventure, Peach is either going to become Bowser or become Mario, and I think that'll be really funny. Or maybe somebody different, maybe like Waluigi or Toad, but you know that Nintendo is going to put a Nintendo costume in there. Peach becomes Donkey Kong, Peach becomes Samus. They could do that. They could make a real powerful Women of Nintendo moment and have Peach in a Samus suit. Watch out for it. In terms of shooters, we also have Star Wars Battlefront Collection, which is an ode to a long time ago. I remember my younger brothers loving this game on the OG Xbox. That's where we played it, but it's coming to Nintendo Switch. And what's cool about this is A, it's Aspyr, who always do great work on their remasters for Nintendo Switch. And B, it is going to have new levels and new characters, which is pretty darn crazy. The fact that they're getting this game to run on Switch, but also adding content is very nifty, and it comes in at a nice price. So March 14th, midway through the month, that is a fun pick. Now, I had never heard of this Mediterranean visual novel, but I looked it up. It drops on March the 5th, and it actually got a bunch of awards and a bunch of positive reviews on Steam. It's actually about 3 male best friends in their 20s coming back together after the pandemic. So it's very topical, and it's probably something that a lot of us could relate to. I think it's very interesting because of its art style, because of its topic matter, and because it, like, let's be honest, usually games of this ilk, like it's some crazy anime story, and it feels like this one's a little more grounded, and I'm interested to check it out. I'm also very eager for Grounded, and I forgot that that was April instead of March. Kind of a bummer, but yeah, Mediterranean is an early month pick. And then Hatch Tales is a game that was supposed to come out in 2018. 6 years late on Hatch Tales, which is an upgraded version of a chicken game on 3DS that now has a creation tool and was kickstarted a long time ago and is finally releasing on Nintendo Switch. Now, this is a 2D platformer by the folks who made Mutant Mudds, which is a quality 2D platformer, and I just love that chicken. I love that chicken. I think he looks great, and I think it's going to be a fun one, although it's hard because it comes out the same day as Pepper Grinder, and you absolutely should get Pepper Grinder. Like I said, I think that's the #1 title of the month. Unicorn Overlord, I played the demo, and boy, is it interesting. It is packed with content. It does things different enough from Fire Emblem, I think, to stand on its own, and the animation and art is insane. I was concerned that it wouldn't look as good on Nintendo Switch, but it ends up looking fantastic on Nintendo Switch, and it's crispy clear, bright, and beautiful on the OLED. If you have an OLED, Unicorn Overlord is probably one of the best looking games on the system, and the animations that happen as the battles take place, they're like auto battles. You like set your characters, pick what moves you want them to have and weapons, and level them up, and pick how they're grouped together and who's attacking who. There's a lot of exploration on the overworld map, but then the battles happen like automatically. You know how in like a Fire Emblem or Advance Wars, the units just clash? But these battles are done up in an artistic flair that is unlike anything in the genre. I think that's going to be a big hit on March the 8th. I also love March 22nd for some Princess Peach Showtime Joy-Cons, pink Joy-Con. I probably shouldn't get them. I have so many Joy-Con, and yet I never use Joy-Con. I used to be an obsessive Joy-Con collector, but I'm going to try to sit these ones out, even though I think they're really cool and just a very unique color. Do I have a pink? I had a pink PS4 controller. PS3 controller, but I don't think I have a current pink controller. Maybe I'll get them. Maybe I won't. Let me know what you think I should do in the comments down below. We also have South Park Snow Day, a new take and twist on the South Park genre. Used to be RPG, now a beat 'em up, and MLB The Show 24 on March 19th, which is bringing a Sony logo to your Switch, and baseball fans getting ready for the season. There's nothing really like humongous this month. I'd say Princess Peach Showtime isn't even a huge tentpole title. Like, it's a big Nintendo first-party release, but it's not, you know, a new Zelda, a new Mario. The biggest game on the horizon is Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door, and I hope, knock on wood, that they give us a release date soon. That game could make April or May a whole lot brighter, because after Princess Peach Showtime, guys, we know no release dates. There are no Nintendo first-party games in 2024, or any time for that matter, that have a release date after PPS. PPS drops on March 22nd, and that's it. Also, I'm getting my cat in 2 weeks. That's happening in mid-March as well, so gonna be a very good month. Let me know what you're planning to pick up. My top 3 picks are Pepper Grinder, Princess Peach Showtime, and Unicorn Overlord. What are yours? I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there, and until next time, SwitchForce out.